I feel like the AI thing mentioned something when I booted it up. I don't know if it was already recording me. I don't even know what's going on anymore.
No, it's recording now. All right. Welcome, everybody. This is Media Agnostic Doom Journaling number 4. This is a open mic for writers, poets, songwriters, weirdos, pornographers, people that like anime, people that have weird sex lives, and et cetera, et cetera. This open mic is every Friday. It's supposed to be at 7:30, but today I had to work extra late, so it is 8:30, 9 o'clock actually, Central Time. But my name is Morgenrede. If you ever want to be on this open mic, message me beforehand and I can get you put on the list. We have a very awesome lineup tonight. Starting us off is going to be Lisa Marie with a quote unquote a doity joysy story. Yes?
Yes. Not too,
Excellent.
maybe a little grimy landscape here or there.
I dig it.
Welcome to Greenville. Greenville, for those of you that don't know, is a neighborhood in Jersey City, New Jersey, in Hudson County. Hudson County is right across from the city and the shittiest, densest populated county in, I think, the country. So far, I think we, with Union City, we're all crammed into it together. So this is cream of the crop, Greenville. I had the choice between a booty call or a literary salon. Carnal desire being much more urgent calling than lively debate with university intelligentsia. I walked to New Jersey's Transit Lake Rail Station, crossed the tracks, and took the lift up to a small neighborhood in the bordering town that sat on the hill, the Heights. I walked 3 additional blocks, unlocked the front door, and removed my shoes before entering the apartment. I don't know how many lovers get keys to the other's place, but it certainly made me feel special. He was shaving over the bathroom sink and had clothes laid out on the bed. Are we going somewhere? Tonight is Emily's party. I'd totally forgotten. We have to pick up Aunt. Shakti will meet us there. I faced the full-length mirror propped up against the closet wall. I wore black spandex mini dress, turned, looked myself in the mirror from every angle. I fluffed my hair, made sure there was no lipstick on my teeth. Do I look okay? You look fantastic. In the short time I spent looking at myself, he dressed. Did you know Lycra was invented in New Jersey? He stared at me. I'm serious. Dr. John Shivers, a scientist. Why do you know this shit? I shrugged. He slapped my ass. Let's go. We headed out to his Lexus parked across the street. I was a passenger princess. Ever since the hit and run when I was 16, I feared the wheel. It's quite limited given the 1 and 9 was nearby and nothing else. No reliable bus or train unless I was heading into Manhattan. The right exit is everything to those on the wrong side of the turnpike. I hadn't given a fuck until recently. Loverboy headed down Central Ave until arriving at Journal Square 7-Eleven. A woman in a torn t-shirt and ripped leggings held out a crumpled McDonald's cup at the busy 4-way 2-lane intersection. We stopped at the corner and I rolled up my window before she had time to approach the car. I raised the radio volume as she tapped on the glass. He glared at me, pulled a cigarette out of the pack in his pocket, and lit it up. The woman walked over to the driver's side window. He lowered his glass and dropped a handful of quarters into her tattered cup. Bless you, she told him. He nodded. She moved on to the next mark behind us. I lowered the volume of the music. You should quit, I said. You should give me more blowjobs, he replied. They make your cum taste smoky. We stared at each other until we heard someone pull at the car door. It was Anthony. Hey, hey, hey. We all sounded like idiots. What's going on, man? In the struggle, you know how it is. How about you, sunshine? Same old, same old. And then awkward silence. I wondered what struggle Anthony referred to, considering he had a good paying job and parents to fund any miscellanea his heart desired. Xavier's GJing tonight, Anthony said to break the silence. What does he call himself? Savalon? We laughed. It was a dumb stage name. Driving along Route 139, I hadn't noticed we were crossing to the cemetery until Anthony asked to speed things up. We merged onto 78 with a rev of the engine. The grand view of rusted steel beam cranes, barren pothole roads to the right, and lush swampy greenery to the left made me wonder who made the executive decision to ruin this area. I guess the correct word would be industrialize. That's what they called it in the 1900s, no? Are we far, I asked? 78 takes you straight to Greenville. It'll be 5 more minutes after this next toll. You'll know when you see it, Anthony chimed in. Coming off 78, he made a left on Ocean Ave. The scenery quickly changed from bridge to single-family homes boarded up and marked with an X. He slowed the speed of the car, double-clicked the locks to make sure they were closed, and made a right onto Martin Luther King Drive. There was a house on the corner with aluminum foil-wrapped windows. The streetlights were dim, and a few shadowy figures moved around the lawn directly in front of us. We made it to Greenville. I had a sinking feeling in the pit of my stomach, but there was no turning back. 2 more blocks and another left led us onto the only lit house. He parked and we all stumbled out of the car. There was no music, but we could hear bustling inside. Shit, we didn't bring anything, I said. Don't worry about it. It feels rude. Trust it. It's okay. I chipped in $100 when she was planning. It's fine. Truthfully, attending the party together made things official, and a title was something I was avoiding. Appearances matter. I rang the doorbell, and a bubbly older woman answered. Come on in, put your stuff in the closet, Nana. To the left, You're early, but you can help us in the kitchen. It was 10 p.m., and no one had fired up the grill. I washed my hands and started chopping onions someone had set out but abandoned. Do you need those rough or finely cut? Oh, thank you. Make them nice and thick for the pinchos. Anthony ordered me to mince some garlic and herbs after I finished with the onions. I peered out of the window and watched as someone pulled a crate of wine out of the trunk of the car we were just in. More people arrived, but they skipped the front door and went around the driveway straight to the backyard. Chop, chop. I'm not your sous chef. Tonight you are. Anthony and I were too alike to get along. We both cooked, had an affinity for fancy cocktails, and brought life to any party. In theory, we were a match, but I was fucking his best friend. Something I assumed he wanted to do as well. You two are lifesavers, Emily told us. You're welcome, we said in unison. I rolled my eyes and Anthony let out a sigh. Emily brought the meats to the grill while we finished up the sides. Macaroni salad, green salad, antipasto, fresh dressing. She came back with 2 red Solo cups. You guys, it's good enough. Wash up and come outside. I splayed bleach onto my hands at the kitchen sink, then generously built up suds with the dish detergent. Anthony came up behind me and turned on the faucet. I rinsed my hands and he followed suit. We both reached for the same towel, but he got to it first, then flung it in my direction. Emily cut the tension by reminding us of our drinks. We headed to the backyard. Khalid and Noor were off to the side, opening a large box with what seemed to be a machete. Xavier was setting up his DJ equipment. Another stranger was arranging planks to create a portable dance floor in the middle of the grass. My man was tending the fire. The space was huge and perfect for a party, except for the fact that it was located in a zombie wasteland. I wonder if Emily scored a good deal for buying property amongst crack houses and meth labs. There was not a soul walking around the street, so at least the product was moving out of the neighborhood and directly to whoever was buying. Emily ran around sticking tiki torches into the dirt and setting citronella candles around the perimeter of the deck. More people trickled in and I started greeting them as they came along. Xavier announced the start of the party with some air horns. Noor approached me and gave me a small plate. Khalid brought a bundle of fresh sugarcane rods and was stripping the notches and dicing them into stirrers for the mojitos. She was dutifully handing them out to the guests. What the fuck is that? Anthony asked as I gnawed on what looked like pinkish bamboo sticks. Sugar cane. When the rods go from pink to white, it means the sugar started fermenting the grass, making the juice richer. Sounds like bullshit. I walked away. I didn't have to endure his douchiness. After welcoming the crowd, Xavier, or Zavalon, as he liked to be referred to, invited everyone to break open the dance floor, cut a rug. Slowly, people paired up. Shakti was yet to arrive. My better half was too busy manning the grill when my favorite song cued next. Anthony, ever the show-off, led me by the hand to dance. He jerked me forward onto the wooden floor. I met his aggressiveness with resistance, but couldn't help sway to the music. We looked good. We always did. Whether it was Anthony or my sweetheart, we knew how to move, and others noticed. Once the song was over, I grabbed a drink and went over to the grill. As I handed over the cup, I heard a voice from behind. Look at you being domestic. Fuck you, Anthony. Fuck you. Fetch one for me too, Nana. And just as I gathered myself for a comeback, Emily joined with a drink for that asshole. Thanks for helping. I couldn't have done it without y'all. I don't know what it was about Anthony, but anything he said just gave me a rise. The party was well underway when I noticed a beat-up Chevy circling the block. I went to the front porch to see if it would return. Anthony was already there smoking. What are you doing here? Get back. I saw a blue car before. What are you, stupid? Are you waiting for somebody? No, get back. Not in the mood to argue, I turned away and towards the yard. But before I could move forward, I heard the screeching of badly oiled brakes and a popping sound. I froze. The popping continued in clusters. I felt an arm along my shoulders and was pushed to the ground. My ears were ringing, and I felt the stinging of burning scrapes across my knees. The popping stopped, and the car sped off. Anthony asked if I was okay. I nodded. We scurried into the house with everyone else also crammed in. The interior was warm and damp with the accumulation of bodies. No one was hurt. The chatter started up again and hushed once more when we heard a vehicle enter the driveway. 5 silhouettes bum rushed into the yard, carrying off coolers and 2 speakers. They loaded their hoopty and left. Emily was crying into Anthony's arms. I was ready to leave. People started going back into the yard. After all, they got what they had come to get. I went to the bathroom to clean up my wounds and heard a tap at the door. Just a minute. Are you ready to go? Yes, please. I went to say my goodbyes to Khalid and Noor. Anthony motioned that it was okay for us to leave without him. We headed out the side exit and saw that the Lexus had been keyed. And instead of shells, there were the remnants of black cat firecrackers strewn about the sidewalk. I kicked one aside and opened the passenger door, awaiting silently as he finished one last Marlboro Red.
Wowza, that was a fiery, crackery, joysy tale. It also made me fucking hungry with all those descriptions of the food. I noticed me and Eric were both eating our sandwiches. As a person that works in the food industry, I love your descriptions of just the minute details of when you get to a party, and especially if you're in Jersey, if you get there early, you're fucking helping. You got to help prep. You got to help do something. An interesting twist with the that truck driving by, and so it wasn't a shooting, it was fireworks that they were throwing.
Yeah.
So like just a bunch of dumbass kids that somehow just totally ruined the entire vibe of the night.
And took the drinks.
Wow, fucking dickheads.
And the speakers.
Man. But like, you know, you think of Jersey and it's like not, you have these zombie wasteland parts of town where there's not much going on, not a lot of people walking around, but that doesn't stop people from encroaching and intruding, like even when you want to try and have your own kind of bubble and space, anything can happen. So there is this weird like pseudo isolationism kind of going on with this piece, like, from, getting ready in the room and this complicated relationship between the main character and her boyfriend, question mark, who she's also fucking his best friend, which I like the complexity there. But I don't know, it's like this piece is scary but not scary at the same time. Like I feel like if this were filmed, there would be that tension going on where you're like waiting for like what's going to happen, and then boom, this kind of innocent, playful but also jarring incident happens. So I guess I have to ask, this is true story?
It's a blend. It's auto fiction.
Okay.
There's already like this. That neighborhood is like that. There was a house. Like the setting is spot on.
Okay.
But like there was no shooting. There was no firecracker. That's bullshit.
Okay.
And, the characters are composites. So I had one of the Anthony's read it, and he's an Antonio. So one Tony read it. the other Tony has passed away. And he was like, this is so bizarre because like this is lifted from a party. Like that's us talking, but it's not. It's like an alternate reality. And it's like, well, that's why it's fiction.
Right. And with fiction, you can either start with a setting and make that the reality and then change the behavior, change the characters, or start with the characters, the behaviors, and then you can kind of make up the wheres and the whys and the hows and all of that, which is so difficult for me because, I live in Memphis and right now it's like you go anywhere, like literally walking to my car, I saw 8 National Guard dudes just walking. So it's like, it's a bunch of
Holy
weird,
shit.
like almost like absurd shit happening, but it's kind of hard to like make characters out of these people. And especially because like it's a small city, I see people every day. And also I'm at work all the time. So it's hard to like meet new people. This is how I've been meeting people lately is on fucking Zoom calls. But I think you did a really good job of making these like these Joysians, very like I don't know, uh like not what's the opposite of static, active, very active characters with personalities. They're assholes, but you also like them. They have this energy with them,
I
they
think
want to have a good time.
done.
Yes,
I try.
you do very, very well. Lisa, thank you so much for going first, for getting the mood going.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. Oh God, I need to fucking eat this sandwich at some point. I'm still so fucking hungry. God damn it. All right, so that was our first reader of the night. Once again, if you do want to read, message me. You can either do a public message to everyone, or you can private message me, or hit me up on Instagram, Twitter at Morgenrede. Okay, so up next, Rudy, are you ready to go?
Oh, my body is ready.
Oh boy.
Can you hear me good?
Oh, we can hear you real fine, real nice.
Mighty fine.
Mighty fine, damn fine.
Excellent. So sorry I got here a little late. I missed that awesome auto fictional portal there. Um, yeah, I just I've been out of it. But I'm gonna read a short one here. Well, I guess it's relatively short. I'm just gonna read one poem. Um, I'm looking for it now. I apologize.
No worries. Also, I'm noticing your pronouns are I did it.
Yes, that's me, OJ.
No,
Um,
not the fucking. Okay,
the OJ. Those are my OJ nouns.
your OJ now.
Um, running through the something with my something, but yeah. So this one is called Darth Plagueis, um, and it's about how Star Wars should be like real, basically. Darth Plagueis, truly harnessing hatred, an overlooked mental health panacea, requires more R&D from Walt Disney Imagineers. A Sith neural implant would fix me. You have hatred, you have anger, but you do not use them. Using fury to subtract from my vast inner void would fucking slap without hitting. A negative contributing to a greater landscape of beautifully complex emo sculpture, Unreal Ed type feels. Instead of filling my walls with holes, I can go to the poetry. A synaptic food pantry overstocked on canned dopamine. Better still is the snap of junky, semi-processed, and undiluted joy had in messy fun. Fun that dings the pathos, doesn't sidestep, doesn't mitigate. Emotion shot straight into brain veins. But why depend on midshipmen doing damage control? Magnetize? There must be more attractive solutions that we can now droid into becoming real. Real anger isn't filling or a release. Real anger excavates intricate caverns within with a black brush that weeps while inpainting grudge slime corridors for the rancor to go shimmy shimmy through. Then you sit with it overnight and hug it like that, a bull victim too small for anyone's good. hemorrhagic rage. Others demand you bury deep quickly. That is what a plague is. Not a space wizard, but a space hog. In the meantime, while we wait patiently for catharsis, these younglings. That's it. Hope that
Excellent.
went through.
I I have a belief that Star Wars has got to be real somewhere.
I think, we just heard from one auto-fictional parallel universe. I think it's probably real in another one, sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And like
Oh yeah.
I see it's close for me because I was watching Star Wars like before I knew like what math was. Like I was in the car watching 4, 5, and 6, and then I got to be a kid watching the fucking prequels. And like the anger, the way that Star Wars deals with anger is like no one gets it. It's so fucking good. Like just and also like male anger in particular, like
Yeah.
and I like that your piece dealt with that. And also the mention of the younglings. It reminds me of this meme where it's a picture of the younglings with a lightsaber, and it says, "Oh fuck!" It was nobody blame the lightsaber,
Oh, yeah.
which I
Yeah.
think is hilarious. If there was ever like a modern day Star Wars, people are like, "No, we need to ban lightsabers. They're killing the kids," and it's like, it wasn't the lightsaber; it was the fucking dark side. And so it's like, and plus you got to factor in the blasters and like you look at stormtroopers and they're not hitting
Yeah.
shit. Like,
Well, that's the thing. I mean, blasters don't kill people. Well, I mean, stormtroopers don't kill people. Stray blaster rounds kill people, I guess.
right. And stormtroopers, they're just trying to get a good 401k. I mean, you got to imagine the Empire pays pretty fucking good.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
And like, if gun to my head, like, okay, you get to be with the radical rebels that play with religion, or you get to be with the Empire that can blow up planets. Like, I'm gonna be
Yeah.
with the planet destroyer people. Like, they have their shit going.
Yeah. No, definitely.
Also, I feel like I look like a stormtrooper, kind of. I look like a gay
You
stormtrooper.
look, you look kind of like the one from that new, was it Visions or whatever? There's the new shorts that has the stormtroopers.
No,
Pretty
have
cool.
you guys heard of Suck Lord, the pop artist?
Seth
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Lord,
I know
So,
him actually.
get the fuck out. All right, I'm looking
Uh,
him up now.
He's a perv, isn't he?
I mean, he does porn. I don't know. He's my friend, so he actually came out
He's
to my
he,
first PR event. He like I invited him,
is it-
and like he was like the most famous person there. And instead of being normal, he kissed me on the lips and walked around the entire event with red lipstick all over his face. And I was like, okay, Jack, show off.
nice.
But
So
he's the one that started the gay stormtroopers.
and his name
Oh,
is
okay. Oh,
So
Seth
that's
Lord,
okay.
Suck Lord.
SCTH,
Suckler.
like Seth Green.
No, suck like suck
Oh,
dick.
oh,
SUCK.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Suck Lord.
Suckler. Is he more also Morgoth the Sucklord, or is that a different guy?
That's a different guy.
Okay, that's who I was thinking of. Sorry, yeah.
Oh, the Suck Lord. Ah, one word.
He's also as maybe a inch taller than me, and I'm under 5'2". So that does not. I don't know. I like to climb trees.
yeah. He's got an R. Crumb vibe.
He has a what
Our
vibe?
Crumb. Oh, there you go.
R. Crumb vibe.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay, all
Yeah,
right.
well, thank you for hosting this and for letting me read my friends. But I'm probably gonna jump out. I'll probably stay muted for a bit.
Hell
Um,
yeah.
I'm just listening along
There's
here,
17
but I'm at
people
my
in.
buddies.
We love you, man. We always love your shit, and a good Star Wars piece goes a long way. So thank you so much, Rudy.
But yeah, take it easy, guys.
I think we gotta make a account that we share that we can just follow these people who post links.
Hmm. Okay. Uh, trying to see. Up next has got to be on my list. James Edward.
Oh shit. I didn't even realize I was unmuted. I probably was unmuted during that's against the law.
We didn't
I'm
hear you.
sorry. Yeah, I didn't say anything. Oh God. Okay, so it's music time and it's been well, it hasn't been a while. It's just been a while for you guys and some of you I don't know, but you guys are always very sweet and nice and welcoming. This is gonna be big jank, okay? These are kind of like freshly written songs and maybe a couple covers. I won't bore you to death, hopefully. And I won't keep going on. See how the crowd reacts. So these are stupid songs and um fucking right. So they're both stupid in a couple different ways. The first one I got to do is it's just got like three Ramones chords, very simple. It's going to be I guess folk punk you could call it. So when my mom was 11 and she's like 70 something, she sent something to like Hitmaker or Melody Maker where you could put some lyrics in and a band might play your song. It didn't get in. And it was called Don't Talk to Peter. And she can't remember what the lyrics were, so I had to write it, obviously. This is my idea of what a sort of puberty era Don't Talk to Peter song would be like. All right. So where the hell is this thing? Bear with my voice and I'm using my shitty guitar. And tell me if the audio is fucked or more fucked.
So far, so good.
Right. All right. Don't talk to Peter, 'cause he's no damn good. Don't you talk to Peter, be a killer if he could. Don't talk to Peter when he's up in his room. There's something fishy going on with Peter's food. All right. Don't talk to Peter by phone or by mail. Don't go with Peter by road or by rail. Don't talk to Peter when he's in a bad mood. And don't talk to him when he's in a good one. Don't talk to Peter when he's strutting in the mall. Don't talk to Peter about the Beatles' big fall. Don't talk to Peter shouting over the wall. Don't talk to Peter at all. Peter likes to talk. Peter likes to walk. But there's too many Peters and there ain't enough chalk. It's supposed to be like a guitar solo, like a surf rock. Fuck it. Don't talk to Peter, 'cause he's no damn good. Don't you know Peter'd be a killer if he could? Don't listen when Peter says you wanna go steady. Don't talk to Peter, 'cause you know he ain't ready. Don't you go down for a chocolate mom. Don't let Peter get you on the open ball. Don't listen when Peter says to fix the song. Don't talk to Peter at all. Oh, now don't talk to Peter. Don't talk to Peter. That was Don't Talk to Peter. Sorry about the pinball thing, because I know you're a pincel or something like that, but
Good.
you know, the old chocolate malt and pinball.
It's okay.
All right, the next one is inspired by Vampire Survivors, and I've only played this one once, but it's called Am I Every Reaper? I Am Every Reaper is a song in Vampire Survivors. It has no lyrics or vocals. All right. Honor system, win raw me, win zip nope, sevens please. I make music to make you make, some fucking sense. I am every reaper, but again. No honor thieves disbelief. The clockwork house puffs on its piece, lost in your walls to crack your slab. I'm stuck, hit the fucking button, and I reaper. Am I shaking? Yeah. Am I? Are you every reaper? Make some fucking sense, oh baby. Oh, God.
Yeah, the vocals were going hard, man.
Too hard. They were getting distorted, I guess.
Still fucking good though, bro.
Thanks. All right. Next one shouldn't, maybe the vocals they shouldn't overwhelm things. There's like a lot of New Yorkers in here and East Coast people, so you might know this one. I don't know. Maybe this is stupid as fuck. I didn't really write anything since last time, so anyways, all right. Good morning. It's been brought to my attention that many rap artists claim they run New York, but this is not the case. In fact, I wrote my own song about what it's really like. Please excuse the profanity in advance. New York, big city of dreams, and you know that I run this town. I'm the king of the streets, dressed in concrete, skyscrapers on my crown. I'm the king. So if you want this big apple, come and try to take a bite. Cause I run this motherfucking city and I won't give it up without a fight. Yo, I run New York. It's a pain in the ass. The city's crowded as fuck, and it's covered in trash. The sanitation chief shoveled shit in my face. Another transit strike? Fucking great. I can't wait to have another meeting with the labor union so the mob can bend me over and then shove their fucking shoe in. But I do it so you can sip your pumpkin latte. I literally run New York and it's exhausting. I run New York, it's a fucking headache. It really wears you down. In this lake of bureaucratic bullshit, it's a miracle I don't drown. Yo, I double literally run New York. I run the marathon, plus I organize it, so I double run the marathon. But no one seems to give a fuck that I'm a paragon. Instead, they Photoshop me so it's looking like I wear a thong and laugh at it in my own office when I'm gone. I went to the Knicks game and they booed me on the Jumbotron. Excuse me for trying to help you. They won't be satisfied till I'm locked up in Bellevue. I guess they don't tell you this job sucks dick. I run New York and it feels like shit. The chief of police is a major bully. He laughs at my ideas. He made fun of my time last week. I had to fight back tears. Now, on the surface, it probably seems like I should quit because I spend every day getting punched in the dick. But at night, I travel down into the subway wearing chainmail, locked and loaded for gunplay, and battle the gigantic fire breathing mutant rats. If I fucking quit, who the fuck would do that? I'll give you a hint. The answer is no one. That's why I'm in the sewer dressed up like a shogun. Because on the equinox, Hellgate Springs releasing hounds wreathed in the blood of kings. And no one even knows. They just think I'm a dork. But I still kill those fucking dogs because I run New York. I run New York. It's a shitty gig. No overtime in my pay. I asked the city for a fucking bonus and they said no fucking way. So rotten is this big apple. It's crawling with worms inside. But I run this motherfucking shithole city and it makes me wanna die. Run New York. Thank you.
Damn, fucking proverbial mic drop there, James. Excellent shit, bro.
I'm gonna try one more by the same stupid band. One more. Just one more.
Una
Promise.
Moss.
Finest girl I ever met in my whole life. Wanted to take her home and make her my wife. Knew she was a freak when she started talking. She said, fuck me like we fucked Bin Laden. That girl was a freak. She said she wanted me to fuck her harder than the military. Fucked Bin Laden. Fucked Bin Laden. Fucked Bin Laden. She wanted me to fuck her harder than the US government. Fucked Bin Laden. She was a freaky kind of girl. Kept up with events from all over the world. More specifically, one event. The time Osama bin Laden got shot in the head. She said, do me like that, but I couldn't track the metaphor. That said, I could see you horny like a stegosaur. That said, again, your request is so irregular. She put on a beard. I started looking at the exit door. Then a turban, then a tunic. She said, invade my cave with your special unit. I said, he wasn't in a cave, but there was no stopping. And she demanded like I fuck her like we fucked Bin Laden. Fucked Bin Laden. Fucked Bin Laden. She wanted me to fuck her harder than the US government. Fucked Bin Laden. This girl requested in her course to bring her to climax with the clinical efficiency of the assassination of Bin Laden. You're harboring a fugitive, that ass. My justice will be punitive. I'm a smash. Night vision, they can see us through my GoPro. She tried to negotiate. I said that's a no-no. Now I'm creeping in her red like, go. She says, go low, then looks down and said that I gotta terrorize that pussy. I gotta terrorize that pussy. So I did it. Improvise some crazy shit. SEAL Team 69 sex keeping the hit. She said, now you finished me off. Throw my body in the ocean. I yelled Geronimo and then took some pictures for posting. President called me, said, congratulations, Connor. I said, Mr. President, to what do I owe this honor? He said, come down and give me the deets in the White House garden. I got to know how you fucked her like we fucked Bin Laden. Fucked Bin Laden. Fucked Bin Laden. I still can't say that I see the appeal, but she wanted me to fuck her like we fucked Bin Laden. Oh, this girl insisted that the way we did it was merciless and exact. Just like the now world famous attack that fucked Osama Bin Laden. I'm done.
Wow.
I was thinking maybe Dick in a Box or Three Way, but threw it on the ground, but I had to pick my covers.
So it was like it's like Bloodhound Gang. We got some Blue Oyster Cult. We got Lonely Island. I mean,
That was two Lonely Island songs in a row, but
they
then
were
two of my own
fucking.
songs.
I mean, SNL would be fucking lucky to have stolen those songs. I'm just saying, like, I
Well,
mean, who doesn't want to terrorize pussy? I mean,
well, they were on SNL, like they did have those songs.
wait, those are Lonely Island songs,
Yeah, I covered the Run New York and the Fuck Like Bin Laden.
bro. Where the
Bin Laden might have been post SNL, but the I Run New York was in the SNL Samberg era.
Okay. I was like, damn, bro, like that's fucking great shit. Okay, so yeah, no, Lonely Island makes complete sense. I can totally see oh God, what's his name? The only guy from that group that got famous, Andy Samberg. Yeah, I could see his ass just dropping those bars.
Yeah. Yeah. There's some he can actually spit. He can actually rap.
Yeah, he's
They
a
make like really great pop songs. I was gonna do the one called After Party where he raps, which I can't really do. And then I kind of did it. I need Rudy to help.
wait. Do they
Because
drop
it just I
the
feel like
word in that song?
it describes MLC in my opinion.
Uh
This whole life story, like he after the party after the party there's the after party. After that it's the hotel lobby. After that we go back to the crib. Um Basically then he gets hooked on drugs, all this nightlife stuff, and then he starts selling a bit, and then has a total overdose and dies, comes back, has a vision quest in the desert, sees a rattlesnake, so he has to kill it. Then he's lying there jerking off for a long as so long as like and Solange is singing "No more jerking off," and then he's like, "What the hell am I doing with my life?" So then he sobers up, gets his 1 year chip, blows his brains out or something like that, and it's like, "Tomorrow we're gonna do it again." So I was thinking of saying next Friday we're gonna do it again, but I did not practice that one at all.
See, the only thing that song is missing is the fucking Zoom open mic reading after party. Like that's the real shit.
Thanks, Madison.
Oh no. Excellent chat features here. Yeah, while you were playing, we had some interesting what's the porn category where it's older people? Is that not elder porn? It's
Like like MILF or something,
I
GILF,
Gilf
or
maybe.
even older, the grandpa thing.
It added to the absurdity, which I was
I was not looking at all because
oh, I'm always looking, and of
I was
course
looking at my own lyrics, then I was looking at like the rough chords for the Lonely Island shit, even though there a lot of the times there's no chords, kind of because it's like a beat.
and so you told me that first song, Don't Talk to PETA, that was the song that you had
My
submitted.
mom, no, my mom in like literally the 60s, there was like this magazine called Melody Maker, or it could have been Hit Maker, right? One of those old ones. She submitted lyrics. She called it a puberty song. So it was like just about there's no Peter. I was like, what did Peter do? Um, And if you could get your lyrics printed, hers didn't. And then maybe a
Ah,
band. I don't know if she thought the Beatles would do it or something like that, but it was like her like young 10, 11-year-old song that she can't recall the lyrics to. But so I thought I have to write what I think it might be about the malt shops and the pinball and you know going steady, all those old terms.
right.
And I decided to kind of do a kind of folk punk or whatever the hell that was. I recorded a version with like a fuzz vocal and kind of a surf guitar solo, like of the time a little bit, but I don't have a band with me. So yeah.
Well,
And
you
the
gotta get
second
a
one was
motherfucking
just
band,
I Am
brother.
Every Reaper, or Am I Every Reaper?
See, that's where I got the Blue Oyster Cult.
Oh, that one, oh, because of the Reaper thing, yeah. All right, well, thanks so much for letting me play.
Absolutely,
I
yeah.
remember when I first wedged my way in here, I was like, "Can you do music in here?" And Will's like, "If anyone's done music in here, it's been a long time. We need more music in here, man." So I was like,
Yeah.
"All right, cool." It was always cool.
We need more fun music. We need more entertaining music because some people go to open mics and like I can deal with like a serious acoustic set, but like be fun. Don't talk about wanting to kill yourself. If anything,
I'm
be
always serious.
fucking.
Comedy is dead serious.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. I'm coming from me and the fucking. I don't even know what my persona is tonight. Again,
I have done some depressing low acoustic down 2 steps down sad boy stuff in here, but though that I just decided to go for like some fun blow my vocal cords out shit.
hell yeah,
All right, well thanks so much.
of course. All right, I am. Hold on, I'm doing some housekeeping here because we got some jokesters in the reading. All right, so that one's gone. I didn't kick the real Madison. Okay, good. Real Madison stays. So I don't know why I'm having to make this rule. Don't send porn to people in the chat. If you're gonna send porn in the chat, make it the everyone group because we can handle that. But god damn it, I'm 30 years old. I can't shouldn't have to be fucking doing this shit. Anyways, next up on the reading list for tonight for Media Agnostic Doom Journaling, once again, a Friday night open mic series. Mark Parsons, you're up next.
Morgan, Colton, can you hear me?
Brother, I can hear you loud and clear.
Excellent. Uh, I've been loving this open mic. Great leading us off with a great story that I really enjoyed and some really good acoustic punk, which is always nice. You know, would like to see, would like that to be busking,
Thank you. I've
outside
considered busking
the
and I've
bus
played at
station.
Gathering. Yeah. Also,
instead of,
I really should have adjusted my audio settings with like I guess less noise canceling. I haven't really adjusted Zoom because I was here at MLC. What was it like 2 years ago now? So I haven't really been using Zoom. And then yeah, so I guess it was like the vocals or the guitar were kind of like doing that Discord thing where it kind of mashes up.
well, it's always a process, you know. Uh, we do stuff and kind of see what works and what's not working, and then
Yeah. And I've
refine
used
it.
my actual like microphone for MLC, but it's just the built-in one, so it's gonna not sound great anyway.
Yeah. Well, anyway, it made me think of like busking outside the bus station instead of, getting having the junkies try to intimidate me, which is always kind of funny. And there's more porn.
Do
Uh,
you guys not know how to share your screen? You're supposed to share your screen.
I wasn't even trying to do sex, drugs, and rock and roll. I'm just trying to do one of those at least. But
We got some
um,
low energy trolling tonight, but I mean, hey, I'll whatever. This is the most action I'm getting all week, so I'll take it.
okay. Well, I'm going to try and bring a little heat. See if I can uh, cut through some of these porn trollers. Uh, this is a poem that I've been part of a group that I've been editing for the past year. I read one of these from the group maybe two or a couple of readings ago. This is from a group of 6 poems about that's kind of dealing with Hollywood uh, from a certain point of view. I think of it like an epic about Hollywood, but sort of a Shaggy Dog epic. I'm not a scholar. I don't have that discipline or conscientiousness, and I kind of do what interests me, and so that's a little uneven for true scholars. The poem I'm going to read tonight is I'm posting the link in the chat. It is the second poem on the page, and the title of the poem is "The Gambler Reasons There's No Such Thing as a Random Number Generator." And parts of this poem are quotations taken from a novel titled "The Night Has a Thousand Eyes," which was written by a noir fiction writer in the 1920s or 30s named Cornell Woolrich, who was very prolific and was a homosexual. And this was kind of an issue in his day and age, and who was so prolific in his writing that he published under 3 or 4 different pseudonyms. Also, he was known to have a habit of purple prose, kind of writing like Charles Dickens, a hard-boiled version of Charles Dickens where he was getting paid by the word. So parts of this are quotations taken from that novel. Gambling with limitless funds, without limits, for eternity. He'll eventually win, come out ahead, that is. the scientist wryly observes. Maybe she knows what she's doing, he thought, before everything started to spin. The white blur stretches and lengthens, caresses the visible crescent of vertical frictionless overhang, clockwise no fewer than 3 times, and loses momentum. A caterwaul and hiss that breaks up as it laps and then slows. 3/4 inches of ivory finding the grade. The roulette ball descends the defensive perimeter, slips from the track. The bottom track notched with fate's bias, brass diamond-shaped studs inlaid on polished grain, alternating tangential and radial orientation. 8 canoes to deflect the path of the slowing, tumbling, free-falling ball. 3 of 4 of the small triangular facets bored with pneumatic jets. Under-table air compressor fed. Free fall that ends with a click. A record player needles skip aloft the groove of reedy squawk followed by clatter. The spinning perimeter rotating counter to rotating wheelhead that's counter to rotating varnished mahogany cone at a pitch angled down from the center and ringed with a series of shallow compartments, submerged profile or contour of frets engineered to exaggerate bounces and broaden the field of the scatter. Every concentric arrangement conceived with the aim of disguising an other than unsystematic result, hiding the truth of statistical memory, trying to surface and break through the membrane these serial randomized boundaries make, because nothing is random but things as they are. Grouped numbers, always a part of the greater conspiracy that will ultimately reveal itself. Finding the parapet empty, he sees her, her shoulders and neck rigid as she rocks on her heels, swaying like something set in a socket. He can tell she's responding to commotion below. Alternate ball in the steeple of capstan, the capstan for appearance's sake only. The turret scratches a code with its metal taproot in the viscous bottom of the bowl. Tripping on acid body hair follicles carpet a pale bony wrist that emerges from white polyester sleeve as the dealer reaches to spin the wheel and then fires the ball. Anchors away everything on the lozenge that's red, on the red lozenge of throat inflammation, on the red throat lozenge. The gambler diagrams a ghostly algorithm in his dusty classroom mind and waits for the dealer to telegraph routine practice wed to unconscious expression of force, variation, coating the snowball of chance with titanium. Yes, he's dressed for success and sex too while you're at it. His extract of confidence bottled and sold to emasculate dupes who are desperate for hard-ons in China. The gears crash. The car jumps a few feet. A third-rate hotel, greasy spoon food. What if she said no? She wonders aloud to herself and considers the rust-colored outcrop of lithified sandstone that shows off a frenzied aeolian crossbed. Wheel without memory, but not the dealer, and with laws to obey, compensating for trends, self-correcting, achieves confirmation, the gambler's faith so strong it wills. Long did the numbers or color belong to the herd of the past, probability ahistorical, the experts say. Short-term results mirror long-term results only to men sick with slow death. Every event's independent, not enslaved to denote expectations, and yet conformation ongoing but causeless, illusion of memory, numbers that match probabilities, sidetracked by trends, start to feel pressured. Chance matures. As the future dwindles, the past comes due. In the throes of winning, the gambler tips the casino staff, and the dealer shows the surveillance cameras his open palms to end his shift, making way for the next in line. Thank you.
Man, it's weird. I don't like going to the casino, and the only time that I ever went to the casino was with my mom because she was like, yeah, back in the day, you know, at least where I'm at in, West Tennessee and Arkansas, you would go to the casino and they would give you it wasn't a coupon, but it was like a voucher where you would get a free meal, free drinks, and they would invite you to stay. And there was like a social reason why you would go to gamble. You would gamble with friends, you would be at the card table playing. Nowadays, it's different because you go and there's like almost the entirety of the casino is just sit there, put in your tokens or put in your little coupon voucher, whatever, and you just push a button. And that completely kills what you're describing is the beauty of the chance probability of betting on black, betting on red, the card deck as this like beautiful kind of game between the dealer and the gambler and who can outsmart who, and you manage to really get into those beautiful moments where, you think about, movies of genius or showing like, these breakthroughs in mathematics. It all boils down to the card game. Who can really who can outsmart the odds. And of course, there's a tad bit of insanity to it, but
yeah, they call that the gambler's fallacy.
Yes, absolutely.
Right. And
With
that's kind of at the heart of it. This idea, it's like if you flip a coin 49 times and 49 times in a row, it comes up heads, right? And it's like, well, what are the odds that it's going to be heads the 50th time? And it's like, well, it's 50-50. It's like the odds never change. But there's part of our minds that's trying to we want to think that the odds are going to change.
Does anybody play cards here?
Not very well. I'm bad. I lose all the time. You think I have a good poker face? I have a shitty poker face.
I I love cards. My best game is Casino, which is like a mob classic. Not that many people know how to play under a certain generation. If you're older, yes. But I had a little stint in the psych ward and I was learning how to count cards by an excellent poker player. But then the orderlies found out that what we were doing.
Damn. Caught by the guards.
Caught by the guards, yeah.
So did you ever use what you learned in the real world?
No, I'm dying to. I have a couple of friends that are like excellent poker players, but like they got caught up during COVID doing a lot of illegal games, and I don't want to break their gambling sobriety.
Yeah. I guess I also didn't even talk about scratch off tickets because that's like the white trash, quote unquote, way of gambling. Like my friend's mom, who has since passed away, she died from probably complications of years of meth abuse, but every time she would take me home to my friend's house to do a sleepover, she'd be like, "All right, I gotta get some scratch offs." And so she would go get scratch offs and she would get us cinnamon rolls. And so I always just knew we were getting cinnamon rolls, but I didn't know that she was doing scratch offs. She never won, but she always kept fucking playing. And that like is just, it goes into, drug use too, because you want that high to stay. You never want that high to go away. It's fucking dangerous, but uh, Mark, I like the use of the purple descriptions, and especially pairing that with the theme of gambling in the casino, because in the casino there are so many like exaggerated, superlative, like light shows, and just the way that even the waiters and waitresses dress up, to make it seem like you're in this nice, fancy, like Joe Pesci is gonna be somewhere walking around, but like a casino in Arkansas is still just a fucking casino in Arkansas. You're not gonna meet the highbrow, high end, gangsters or anything. Maybe if you're in New Jersey, maybe, but they're probably playing cards in their own fucking, fixed casino game room. But it's it's just sad. It's only sad if I guess it's only a sad case if you're bad and if you are just going to a casino alone, which is always the most dangerous thing you can do. But
Yeah. Well, we don't have that many dens anymore.
yeah,
But you could lose your rent and stuff. That was terrible. You could also cash your checks.
you could what?
Cash your checks.
No,
You could do that at the liquor store too, once upon a time.
man.
At the bar.
Nuh-uh, bro.
Yeah.
Damn, thank God that I am sober. You're giving me a lot of bad, bad ideas. Thank God for direct deposit, dude. Direct deposit has probably saved my ass so many fucking times.
So many people too. Yeah. Direct deposit saved a lot of people.
Dude, my mom, so she does the financials for like a local nonprofit, and she's telling me like, yeah, I'm glad that I taught you to have a bank account because so like she's like, okay, I'm gonna pay out this person with a check. This person only wants cash because they don't trust the money going into a bank because it's owned by white people. And this person wants like a green book money order thing. And this person wants money to a bank account not shared by their family because their family's just going to go and gamble it or spend it on crack. So, like, just the flow of money in like the
Yeah.
presence of money is such a trigger for so many people for so many different reasons. And like for me back in the day, if I had 220s, I'm getting weed. I don't give a fuck. 220s, I got enough weed to like carry me through the whole weekend. And now if I have 220s, one of those 20s is going to pinball. The other 20 was going to go for beers, but no, not anymore. So this is it.
My dad used to work for the hotel that was presidential headquarters in Manhattan.
Oh,
And you used to be able to cash your check on site. And the employees would set up illegal gambling games in the empty ballrooms. Also, you could bring your kid to work during payday. And if you were a cute kid, you could say something witty and then they'd just give you money for existing. That was fun.
interesting. I wish I
Very
was a
interesting. Got a taste for caviar there.
damn.
Yeah, it's a presidential hotel in Midtown.
That's true. Yeah, I mean, we all know about people in power and cute kids. That's a weird,
Well,
weird.
he never took me to those parties. He took me to
Ah,
like picking up the check.
Yeah, I probably was never cute enough to be molested anyway. But anyway, uh, Mark, what a great piece that has breathed some good life and air into the open mic, some great conversations. I don't know, any last things you want to shout out to the people?
Uh, no. I want to say thank you, Colton, for hosting this. It's always great to be here and to spend time with like-minded people. That's really nice. You know, I don't think there's a single IRL person I know who knows I write poems. And so it's nice to be with people who know this part of my life. So thank you all.
Man, couldn't have said it better. It's so fucking true. Like everybody wants to like, oh, I'm a writer. And then of course like, oh, I'm a writer. And people like, oh, what do you write? And of course I have to hide all of my weird sex, drug use, poems about war and watching like ISIS beheading video poems like to the side, be like, yeah, I write about the South and my family and my cats and it sucks having to fucking hide yourself. And, I always want to emphasize that at Media Agnostic Doom Journaling, we don't want to hear the poems that you like to read. We want to hear the poetry, the fiction, the nonfiction that you don't want to read. The shit that would absolutely get you fucking just shit curbed by your local writing group, that would get you kicked out of a library, that would make everybody look at you sideways. That's the kind of shit that we love. And I think that we are all the better for hearing that. But thank you again, Mark. Well, currently the list is open. That is all the people that have asked me to sign up. But Cletus, I don't know if you wanted to read, and or Michelle or Derek or Eric or whoever.
Hello there.
Cletus, you want to read?
Um, I might a little later. I'll let some other people read, please.
Okay.
I'm down for you
I'm uh,
too.
I'm I'm in the car, but yeah.
You're texting while media agnostic doom journaling. I like your style, Cletus. Okay, so we've got Michelle and we've got Eric. Okay, Eric, I saw you first. We'll do Jan. I know the deal. You're on the list, but it's after I'm done recording. Don't worry, I didn't forget. All right, so up next we have Eric. Then after Eric, we'll do Michelle.
Oh, okay. So awesome. Thank you so much, Colton, for doing this. This is a poem I've submitted to a couple places, but I haven't gotten published yet in it. But it's called The Asylum Where We Fell in Love. The chairs are bolted to the floor here in America. It's to keep you from hurting yourself. They used to put bars in the windows here in America, but now everything is bolted to the floor. It's to keep you from hurting yourself here in America, the asylum where we fell in love. My love, I loved you at your most American, and you were at your most American, drunken Boy Scout uniform Polaroids. In Polaroids, with a bottle of American lager, your face suggested you were surprised by the flash. In America, with your gun in your mouth, your face suggested you were surprised by the click. In America, the asylum where we fell in love, I was so proud of you, for you reenacted your death flawlessly, toppled over the arm of the sofa, your zombie ass in the white of your thighs, and your bleeding gums reciting Shakespeare, but only the sonnets because you have no stomach for tragic stories anymore. In America, here in the asylum we fell in love, you only want to laugh, so you giggle and giggle, but can't remember who wrote the joke. In America, the asylum where we fell in love, it has become our responsibility to keep the chairs bolted to the floor, to keep from hurting ourselves. And that's it.
Damn, and no one's taken this shit? Have you submitted it yet?
Yeah, a couple places, but
Do I gotta break some fucking legs? Do I gotta fucking sit these people in a bolted chair and fucking slap them around a little bit? God damn, that was some good shit.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah.
It took me back to of course, Lisa talked about her stint in the psych ward. I was also in a very well-known psych ward in Memphis. I spent my time there when I was 16. I turned 16, and yeah, I remember they made me use a marker instead of a pencil or a pen to write out. We had to write out the definitions of like the definition of like addiction, codependency, and like other like DSM-5 words, and you had to write them out like 5 times, like one word 5 times, like 20 words, and it was so fucking stupid. I still don't know why. It was like a can you follow authority type deal. But America right now, as an asylum, there's a strange relationship with authority, and it is becoming more distant and more. And of course, it doesn't help that I'm an only child, and I have hated authority since I was a little kid. And I've hated teachers. Like all my teachers were like old ladies that I despise, and they didn't know what it was like to be a quirky white boy growing up in the South or whatever. But so many great working images here, like the fear of the click, which goes beyond just a camera. It's like the click of like a gun. Uh, the zombie ass, a nice zombie theme going on tonight. But this could easily go into Ghouls in Love, though, for sure. And I feel like you're still kind of going with this nice like post-apocalyptic kind of vibe with your writing. It is fucking dope.
Yeah. Bolted to the floor. That's very picturesque.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think like that it just comes from that place of being trapped in this fucking country and it feeling and but also a nostalgia for like all the things I love in the world, like
Yeah.
that are still here, right? Yeah, so it's just like it's like mourning the end, but like trying to recognize what's here. So
No, yeah, there's a lot of I don't know, it's like the weird things like old diners with like that shitty coffee that you get. Like I'm nostalgic for that.
That's
Uh,
the first thing I had after the psych ward because there's only decaf.
nice. And it's also weird with like nostalgia for like the internet. Like I remember all of these different links I would go to every day, and now I just go through three like Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, which I just got Instagram the other day, and I'm falling under its spell kind of, and like I don't know. I was of course I was late getting this started because there was a Christmas event where I work, and I work in a Sears factory building that has been gentrified, and it is now it's a one building, but it's a high school, multi-business, apartments, like YMCA, fucking like there's like a full-fledged like almost Michelin-esque kitchen room there. Like it's so strange and it's so weird and it's so new, but also you're in this Sears factory building and you'll talk to these like older people that are like, yeah, this is where I worked when I was like a teenager, and to come back and it's like full of like millennial hipsters. Like it's weird. It's so weird. And it's hard to like see change in the real world because a lot of the change has been this, like, with like phones and like these vapes. Like this is just a plastic toy, but I can suck on it and get a nicotine high. Like cowboys back in the day would fucking lose their mind if I told them this could give you a nicotine high. It's crazy. Uh, damn, Eric, I fucking loved your piece. It's short, sweet, hits a very fun, nostalgic punch. And if nobody accepts your piece, fuck them. Fuck them hard, bolted down to the fucking floor.
well, thank you so much.
Of course. All right. So now we have Michelle, who has finally managed to be at a Media Agnostic Doom Journaling live call. They were upset that they didn't come last Friday, but you're here now. What do you got?
Hey, I'm sorry I couldn't show up last week. I had my days confused. Okay, so I have a poem and then a segment which reads like a survey, but I'm throwing it out there as a poem too. And then I have a segment from a novel I've been writing. So I'm going to start with a poem I wrote with a former friend. Maybe I should disclose that her profession entailed wearing not much and really high heels. I never wanted it anyways. Clear heels make my legs feel okay. As she strums my hair in the hay, as I touched her, I touched myself. Letting my books get dusty on the shelf, I reach for my tobacco and roll a cigarette. Nothing I could do ever make her feel the same way. My brain in slow decay. I reach for my ashtray. The candle's lit and I reach for it. Hand burns in the fire. Nothing to say, nothing to feel. Dribbling words, crawling unfaithful hypocrite, fuck, always try. These hands sheathing eyelids, cry rubies. Waiting for someone to hold me, scold me, unfold me like a paper plane in the end. Cigarette was never worth it because I never remembered what happened after. Then I have my MySpace survey zine, part 2. Twirl or cut your spaghetti. Osmotic consumption of my spaghetti. Do you type fast? Yes. Do you sing in the shower? No. Have you dated someone twice? Yes. Moved out of town? Never. Where is your favorite place on earth? Moments of peace. What's your favorite thing about yourself? I get money. Something you hate to do. My nails after 3 days because the nail polish chips off because it's not a gel manicure. What would be the best gift ever? A trip to Joshua Tree for 3 weeks, including air, train, bus fare, food, Airbnb. Do you wish on shooting stars? No, because I never did see one. Mind you, that piece was written before I saw my first shooting star and when I used to have a steady job. RIP money. And then I have a segment from Narcan Darlings, the novel that I've been working on tirelessly, restlessly. Okay. I'm gonna read page 5, page 6, and page 7, and that's about it. Maybe some of page 8. It's gonna go pretty quick because there's dialogue. Anyway, stopping for a cigarette, she lit her Newport as she lightly kicked aimlessly at the ground. It had been a year that she tried to stop smoking cigarettes fruitlessly. It was her old habit and comfort, but she found that now wasn't the time to stop. Thinking about where chaos could be was driving her mad, so she tried thinking of other things, bringing herself to mind the Picasso, waiting further. She thought of the origins of Cubism. Where was Brock when Picasso was making a name for himself? She wondered. This is stupid. I don't even care about smoking a cigarette, she exhaled. What would I even think about these assholes from the 20th century when there are so many other pressing things? What am I going to do for food about food later? I have no more money and just one bag of beef jerky for the night. Holding her cigarette up to her mouth, she adjusted the guitar on her back and she spoke out loud. Guess we're just having water for the rest of the night, Bucky. She spoke to the guitar on her back. Throwing her cigarette out on the ground, she hopped up with both feet on the ground as to adjust the weight of the travel backpack on her back. Walking towards Westwood Studios, she marched on as she repeated in her mind the number of the studio which her friend mentioned her not to forget. 7864, 7864, 7864, 7864, 7864. On arriving to the building, she looks to her left and finds the keypad under her watch was a railless camera. Punching the numbers she was told to remember, she presses the keys, carefully followed by the pound sign. 7684. pound. A ringing commences and a woman answers. Hi, how can I help you? The voice inquires. Hesitating, she stumbles on her words. Is Blanca there? Ross asks, knowingly well aware by now that she has dialed the wrong studio. No, the voice responds. There is no Blanca here. You have the wrong number. The voice hangs up. Shit, fuck. Okay, one more time should do it. She reaches for the keypad to type a number again. Blanca can be seen with a crowd of two others in the foyer coming out towards where Rats is. On exiting the foyer, an excited Blanca leaps towards Rats. There she is. Rats, these are my two friends. Say hi to Roxy and Cassie. Whipping around to look at her two friends, Blanca turns to them and says, Roxy and Cassie, say hi to Rats. She's from the city, but the outer edge, so it's not really the city, hence the backpack. Smiling at her friends, Rats waves hello and shyly looks at her 2 feet as she adjusts the weight of her guitar and backpack, which are both strapped to her. Girl, tell me you can play Folsom Prison Blues on that thing, Cassie says to Rats, who has one hand on the guitar strapped across the front of her. Haha, yeah, that's a classic. I used to know it by heart, Rats says to Cassie. Don't mind Cassie, she's just trying to see if she can use you to busk with her, Roxy chips in. Four of them smile as Rats nervously laughs a little. Haha. I play more original tunes these days. I find it more conducive to my sense of peace to play my old songs over others' tunes. Rats goes on. Cassie and Roxy start talking amongst themselves as Roxy begins to tease Cassie. Cassie, are you going to tell us about how much you made busking last week again? Come on. You know we all want to hear about the $150 you made in 2 hours last Tuesday while you were uptown. As Roxy commences teasing Cassie about her artistic financial conquest, Rats pulls aside Blanca. Babe, chaos has appeared on me again. I don't know what else to do tonight, but to come see you. I'm so worried. Girl, what the fuck, again? Wow, he's such a piece of shit. Looking at Rats, Blanca reassures her that she's made the right decision by coming to see her. I hope he's okay. Do you still smoke weed, Blanca asks Rats. I haven't seen you in so long. The girls and I came out just now to light one up. We ran into you and just in time, Blanca says as she scrunches up her coffer into a bigger rat's nest. Pulling out a Gabba rolled blunt from within her tote bag's concealed kit, Blanca makes a toast to the blunt she's about to light. May we have an amazing night? As she looks onto Rats, she continues, and may we for at least a minute forget what the fuckheads that have continually made our lives harder. Bringing her Zippo lighter out, she lights the blunt, pursed to her lips. Coughing after her first exhale, she passes the blunt to Roxy on her left. Ooh-wee, Roxy exclaims. Girl blunt rotation, hell yeah. After inhaling again and again, Roxy passes the blunt to Cassie. No thank you, I don't smoke anymore. Passing the blunt to Rats, she inhales the smoke as she begins to tear a bit. Blanca notices and asks Rats, Rats, are you okay? Bringing her hand up to her face, she wipes away the lone tear that began to come out of one of her eyes. Yeah, I'm fine. I just got a little bit of dust in my eye, and it's so cold out. Blanca knew Rats was lying, but went with it. Looking to Cassie, Rats says to her, so, Folsom Prison Blues, huh? Taking off her guitar case and placing her guitar down, she unzips her guitar from the case and begins the tune as Cassie jumps in the air and begins stomping one foot to the rhythm. Rats strums her guitar and picks to the rhythm of the song. Cassie sings along, clapping as Roxy and Bianca were along. Cassie and Rats up. Sorry, I need to have water. I'm too dehydrated for this.
Take yourself a
I
little.
think I'm gonna stop it there. I'm gonna stop it there because this shit just goes on for an endless amount of pages, and I need to have water anyways.
No worries at all. Hey, I've had those moments where I'm at an open mic and I'm in my flow state, and then I just start fucking choking on my own spit. This shit is so
Yeah,
ridiculous.
I should know this. I like never drink water.
You gotta drink
And
water, man. Shit's important. Keeps you alive, man.
yeah.
No. I love these pieces. I missed your short form poetry, so we got that. And I noticed on Twitter you were doing surveys a lot, and so I'm glad that we got to see that because, again, something nostalgic that we used to do, or I did on Facebook, is you would send these surveys to your friends, and you would like find out these weird little like tidbits of like, you know, your fears, food that you like. And then the fucking shooting star thing I think is so interesting because on two drives that I've been on. One drive when I drove to New York, and another drive when I went to Knoxville. I saw shooting stars, but then again, I was so sleep deprived. So like, did I see a shooting star? And it like I'm like fuck, like I don't know. You really. It's hard to really know yourself when somebody asks you questions about yourself. And like this goes for like therapy and fucking surveys. And so it's nice to see this, like, you as a writer making us kind of watch you kind of discover yourself with these survey questions. And then with Narcan Darlings, man, I've been anticipating this novel for a long time. I'm so glad you're still working on it. Fucking brings me back to like when I was in places I shouldn't have been with people I definitely shouldn't have been hanging out with, but like they were like, "Hey man, we got a blunt." I was like, "All right, I'll hang out." And it would always be a good blunt. And somehow, some way, everything was just better. Everybody's cares went away. You were sucked into the room that you were hanging out in, whether it was some janky apartment complex or like some fucking house at the end of the fucking town you were in or something. But like, spread the blunt and then just maybe some person would have a guitar. I The only time that happened was I was doing coke with a bunch of people and we were all trying to rap and it got to me and I tried to rap and I'm not a rapper and I'm definitely not a rapper when I'm high on cocaine. So some dude brought his guitar out and started singing and thank God he did because like stole the show. But man, it just fucking takes me back and I love that about the selection from Narcan Darlings that you read, especially having to go up to some random apartment complex and try and like key in a code. Like I had to do that shit with my ex-girlfriend. She was in one of those like gated like apartment complex communities. I was always guessing if she was fucking asleep or whatever. Man, just brings me back in a really good way, Michelle.
Thank you.
Of course. And I hope to.
Throat coat tea is excellent for readings and performance in general.
What is it?
Throat coat tea.
Throat goat?
Throat coat.
Throat coat
It's
for the
a
throat
musical theater
goat.
nerd secret weapon.
I think probably just drinking water in general too. I've like been purposely dehydrating my body for months now. So I can't even speak as long as I used to.
So yeah, if you don't drink water and you smoke cigarettes, you know what's gonna happen. You're gonna start sounding like fucking Johnny Cash. You're gonna start sounding like John fucking Wayne. You're gonna die when you're 53, buddy.
You know, an
Yeah.
interesting fact about dehydration, someone explained to me recently, is that you become more dehydrated in winter than you do in summer. Because in summer you have the humidity, and you always feel bloated. And that's because your body's responding to the heat and humidity by holding all the water in. And you don't have that during winter when the weather changes. And so it's like I've been working outdoors, like at 5 o'clock in the morning, and it's like 40 degrees or whatever. And I have to like force myself to drink water, I'm sitting there drinking water out of a water fountain. I'm like, oh fuck, man.
It hits the spot. But no, I didn't fucking know that, Mark. That's fucking crazy. Because like in Tennessee
I didn't
humidity,
either until like 2 years ago. Somebody explained that to me, and I was like, shit.
like, damn, being I can't imagine dying of dehydration in the wintertime. You would confuse the shit out of that detective man. Fucking A. Well, who said you couldn't learn anything at an open mic on a Friday night from a bunch of fucking crazy people? Well, excellent, excellent reading, Michelle. All right, so we did Eric, Michelle. All right, Mr. Cletus, are you done operating heavy machinery? Can you read us some of your exquisite poetry?
Hello.
I love the fucking bird profile picture.
I am a bird.
Tweet,
I'm
tweet.
a crow.
You're a crow.
Yes. All right. Well, thanks for having me, Morgenrede. Um, I guess I'll read a few poems. Uh, some maybe a little more sentimental than I usually read, but then I'll read some crazy stuff after. This is called Working Life. Finally, gray-blue heron, stalking silent on backward knees, pricks muddy water, how bullets punch through windshield, not rising until his bill skewers bass and brim, and rises then, like my father in dark mornings, when I did not know the price of things. I wrote this one, I think, yesterday when I was warm by a fireplace. This is Fireplace. Elsewhere, people not me are cold is part of why I'm so warm. Alright, now on to the crazy shit. This one's called Writer's Block. Night has 3 hours left to live, and I feel like dying. Haven't written a poem in months. I play violent video games instead. Watch animated porn featuring characters from favorite childhood cartoons. Down in hell, it's one long line forever. My cart of sin drags behind me his palpable shadow. Maybe I should text you I'm alive and well and miserable. There is a price to be paid for dreaming about Velma's ass, as if flesh and blood are never enough. Then I remember your body still exists somewhere. We were happy when things were easy. It was the world that changed. All right, this one is after The Fly, a movie by David Cronenberg. Love wields a shotgun and isn't afraid to blow your head off if you're too far gone. He is half man, half green ooze. Great at sex, though. I'm also some monster thing. Kiss my left mandible. Let me pollinate her moist tulips. I'm also human. She forgets that often enough. Feeds me fingernails, but pokes holes in the plastic jar where stars are not really stars. Thanks a lot, y'all. I appreciate it. Thanks for letting me read. Have a great night, everyone. I'll still be here, but still have a good night.
Absolutely. Man, what a beautiful, some Mr. Rogers ass fucking reading voice there, Cletus. That was fantastic. I loved the piece you wrote about the fireplace. Right now behind me, I don't know if y'all can see, there's a little glow warm heater that I just turned on because I was freezing my ass off because my apartment, there's holes in the floors that are taped. There's a hole in my window that's right in front of me that is taped. And yeah, and this one heater, my little fireplace, and there's just something so simple about just being next to like a warm fire. And like I'm obsessed with watching those outdoors videos by that one guy who like goes out in Alaska and like he'll go out into like the tundra. And the most interesting part of the video is always just him alone in the darkness, right by a fire, and he's just like, "Yep, here's my meal." And like nothing else matters except staying warm. And then you of course, take the beauty of this, simple kind of picture and then talk about the fucking Velva's ass. And dude, yeah, the internet definitely does not help with projecting weird sex shit onto like your childhood. Like my coworker literally the other day had someone tell her, "Damn, you look like Velma. You should dress like Velma from Scooby Doo because you're hot." And she was like, "Who opens with that? Who the fuck says shit like that out loud?" It's fucking crazy, man.
I would have just said, hey, I'll be your Shaggy.
I can be Shaggy. I'm like if Shaggy and Michael Cera had a kid. Like that's me right here. Except I used to be hella Shaggy when I was a fucking stoner, but yeah, it wasn't us. It was the world that changed, and everybody in the group definitely harked on that line because the world changes in such unique, subtle ways, and of course, it's up to us as writers and poets to notice. And of course, it's so painful to notice that because that means you got to perceive, you got to look, and you cannot, you cannot avert your eyes. And that was a Herzog quote, where people were asking him, like, do you watch any regular TV? And he was like, yeah, I watch Dragon Ball Z. I love that shit. As a poet, you should not avert your eyes. And so you have to look at these things, whether they are as simple and beautiful as a fireplace or something as heinous as Shaggy fucking railing Velma in a bang bus or something. Like it's you take the bad with the good, with the weird, with the horny. Shaggy wouldn't rail Velma. Jan, yes he would. Yes he fucking would. Shaggy would go in on clapping Velma's cheeks. Velma would be like, "Hey Shaggy, can you help me look for my glasses?" And Shaggy would be like, "I'm gonna get in those asses, Velma." That's true. That's fucking fact. We all know that Shaggy and Velma would fuck and Fred and Daphne would fuck. That's how it fucking works. And maybe there would be some crossover in between. Who knows? I'm not the director. I'm just the guy that runs the goddamn open mic. I don't know. Cletus, do you think Shaggy and Velma would fuck?
I don't know. I think they would, but I feel like Shaggy does so many drugs that his dick is probably limp all the time.
Well, this is why they invented cock rings, man. You just could put a little fucking cock ring around. I don't need to be having. See, this is where we get to as poets. We just get on these spiraling, fucking incredible tantrums. But thank you, Madison. Discourse. And this is the better discourse that you're going to get. I forget if it was last week or the week before that, when we were having this intense discussion about religion and the history of like poetry, and some dude just completely interrupted our conversation to talk about how big does your asshole need to prolapse before you can fit a big old giant wiener. And we all were so like unfazed by that question. We actually like, and this was a troll by the way, but we were like, uh, first off, prolapse has nothing to do. Like we met his energy. We are unfazed individual. We are ran through writers. That should be the next open mic that I create. Ran through writers. Maybe Danielle Chalosky can help me figure out the details there, but because Weird Fucks has something going for it. Uh, and y'all can steal that line. I won't trademark or copyright ran through writers. God damn, that's a good line. Anyways, Cletus, thank you so much. Great. And Eric pointed it out. We can all try to write the short poems like you, Cletus, but you are the only person that does it in such a way where it's clearly your voice, clearly some kind of unique Southern talent that you have really hooked into, and we can just only try to be the other Slim Shadys.
Y'all are very kind. Thank you. That makes my night. I appreciate it. I've had a rough day at work, so I appreciate you all. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Hey, I wouldn't say I got fucked at work, but I got Like, you know, when you go through a crowd of people and you feel like everybody's touching you in the wrong way and the way you don't want to be touched. That was me at work. So here for working that salary fucking labor. Anyways, thank y'all again for the nice comments and for engaging in the discourse. Shaggy would fuck Velma. That's hitting the gavel on that one. I have received a private message from a certain writer friend of mine, and he would like to read a couple of short pieces. So, Keith, you are up next.
Thank you. And thanks for letting me share these couple of short pieces. They'll play on just what you're talking about. One of them's life changes, and the other has some religion in it. So this one, this first piece, I saw some conversation on Twitter this week about writing prompts, and it kind of piqued my curiosity because I'd never tried it or never done that. And so I asked AI to give me a prompt, and this is the story. It's called Life Changes in the Library. The light came in sideways. There were no patrons, no shadows were cast. The doors were locked. It's a deserted college library on a Friday evening in the dead of a South Georgia winter. The parties are just beginning to kick off, and he feels his pulse racing as the lonesome clock approaches 9 p.m. As usual for Friday nights, things have been really slow, and only a few periodicals resting on the golden polished tables are waiting to be shelved. After he puts them away, he will have earned just enough money for the evening to buy a gallon jug of cold draft beer at the drive-through of the town's only beer wine store. And shortly it will be off to the parties. As he walks back to the checkout desk to clock out and get his paycheck, his eye catches a stray book resting prone on a shelf. He picks it up to shelve it properly and sees the yellow lettered title on the red cover, The Catcher in the Rye. It's unpretentious and inviting, yet signaling danger. He opens the book, reads the first page, and is immediately intrigued. He turns to the last page and reads the final sentences. He wants more, and as his mind wanders away from one party, he steps into another. Epilogue. Over 5 decades later, he would compose a story from the AI prompt, The Light Came in Sideways. He would concatenate autobiographical and fictional events to create a short essay. As he reads his words, he realizes that his life has been an endless series of sliding doors, and he wonders. So that's the AI prompt story. So this next piece is one that I wrote that is a part of my journey and experiences with Hansen's disease. I've been writing about it through poems and stories since the first signs and symptoms in June of 2024. This was written on October 2nd, 2025. It's titled, It's There. I know it is. I just know it is. Copyright 1924. The Bible Storybook for Boys and Girls. The ancient book in my palms. It looks and smells 100 years old. Faded blue cover, yellowed pages. Unearthed from my grandparents' home decades ago, buried beneath their voices, their expressions, their warnings. The first leper healed, page 262. Stories, that's all they were, stories, burned into the recesses of gray matter, resurrecting subconsciously. Flashback, 10 years old, alone with grandmother, drive-in theater, the film that never seemed to end, the greatest story ever told. Present, I looked it up, 4 hours, 20 minutes. Flashback, the graphic scenes, horrors. Present, were there any scenes about leprosy, my demon? I researched. Yes, Jesus healing the leper. Chills run through my body. My head feels light. I'm gasping for air. It's in my subconscious. I know it is. I just know it is. I research ad nauseum. I study. I try to get my brain around it, and I just can't seem to. And I only know one thing for certain, and even that may be questionable. It will only end when I close the book and the demons have all died. That's it. Thanks for listening. Thanks for letting me share these.
Oh my gosh, Keith, I wish you could end every media agnostic doom journaling because your works just go above and beyond. Every piece tonight was wonderful. And of course, I have bias here because me and Keith have been creative partners, sharing our pieces and writing together. But these tonight with, I'm taking a word from Kat, the meta fictional work that you put forth in the beginning with that AI prompt. It took me back to misery tourism when they would have their prompts, which sometimes I'm like, oh, fuck a prompt. I don't need a prompt. I can write whatever the fuck I want. I'm a free individual. But other times I'm like, I want, you got to have some flint to really get a nice fire started. But that one line, the light came in sideways. And to go from there is just a beautiful way of taking advantage of a program that can oftentimes take advantage of writing itself, and for you to make this piece of clearly some adolescent um, experiences back in college where of course it was party to party to party, and those old classic books that we read, Catcher in the Rye. I remember, oh gosh, what was that book in college that I found before I even knew about Bronze Age Pervert or any of that. I found Sun and Steel by Yukio Mishima and read him my senior year. And that, of course, I had no idea how that would put me into this lit world. But it's so cool that you put together that fictional piece that went from an AI prompt from the past and then up to the present, and then how you were able to, as a writer, kind of sandwich all of that together to kind of give us this sense of like the current modern writer's dilemma slash creative kind of modus, operandi. Like, this is how we're kind of keeping the drive going. And then, of course, there's more I could say, but the second piece, we've talked about leprosy, this disease that you only read about in the fucking Bible. I think you are probably one of the only people I know that has gone through this disease, and for you to have that unique experience is just so fascinating. And to you know deal with this disease as you kind of understand it through media and through the hermeneutics of Bible stories, and then when you're in your own life and you're going for back to the past of being a child and listening to the Bible, and now it's the present, and you're kind of like almost, it's like you're living this biblical almost prophecy, and like, what do you do with it? Do you take lessons from it? Is it just something you have to go and just, make sure you get better? There's a lot of purpose that kind of gets instilled into you when you go through things like this. It's the same way with people that go through cancer. It can make or break the human spirit. And so and I guess that's, a beautiful way to think about a central theme in your work is the human spirit and how it is affected, how it goes on, and how it thrives. Man, I could word diarrhea all over your fucking work, Keith. It was so fucking good.
Well, I appreciate it. It's, the rarity of it. And I told folks about it last October, I think, September, October. That's the only time I've even mentioned it or talked about it. And it's like there's 200 reported cases a year in the United States.
How many?
200.
That's fucking crazy.
And 150 of those cases are are determined to have either been a citizen that went to a country where it's endemic in and acquired and got it, or they were in contact with somebody that had come from one of those countries that was infected and they had got it. And then there's the other 50, and I'm in the 50.
That's
I didn't have, I mean,
hot.
they, and it's, I've probably got over 150 pieces that I've captured everything that's happened in real time since since it started. And it's just been it's gonna be it's unbelievable. You can't even make it up. I mean,
No,
it's just been such an experience, but things are going pretty good. And
good.
but there's so much to it that I've I haven't decided what I'm gonna do or how I'm gonna do it, as far as maybe compiling it into a book and build it around information about the illness and about just what all I know. Tie I call it micro narratives. Tie those together in with the pieces that I'm writing. So, but yeah, I've got lots of I have a lot of stories that I never would have thought I didn't even wouldn't have thought about 16 months ago.
Hmm.
Well, you heard it here. If you guys
Yeah.
want some inspiration for your work, just get Hansen's disease, and then you can write 150 pages worth of work.
Yeah, I mean, there's just nobody to even talk to about it, because I mean, I can talk to in fact, I have like a team of doctors. I mean, it's like the the national programs out of Baton Rouge, Louisiana. There's a physician over there, a pharmacist. They supply the drugs. It's the drugs that I'm taking. I mean, they're trying to eradicate the disease worldwide. And, 200 cases in the United States is nothing. I mean, unless you're in the 200s. But I mean, it's just, yes, there's just a lot of mystery about how I might have acquired it. That I don't know. I could go into so much detail. I could talk all night and half of tomorrow about it. I mean, it's just incredible. But
There's a
yeah,
book about a prisoner that did his sentence at a leper colony in the South. I don't recall the name of it.
I haven't seen that book, but the last leper colony in the South was in Carville, Louisiana, and it was closed. The last patient left, and it was closed in the late 1990s.
Yeah, it was maybe 15 years ago that I came across this book, and I believe it was his experience in the 90s.
Hmm. I'll have to check that out.
Sorry
Yeah.
but the name, but it's been a minute.
Yeah.
If anybody can find that book, I would be very interested to plug it and then maybe read it. Because, yeah, I mean, yeah, Keith, you are just this experience that is completely your own, and for you to take it on head first and to go through, this troubling time with writing. It's always so tough, because a lot of people will go through the experience, wait, and then write when they feel like they can write. But I mean, you would be crucial to that community to do this. And especially if you do the book and then I'll organize the 5K because every disease needs a 5K.
Yeah.
And so I'll do that. I'll get funds for the book. You do the writing. We'll get a whole like festival lineup. Everybody from MADJ, y'all are invited. We'll get you on the main stage. We'll get medals for the runners. We'll get some Kenyans to fucking run. It'll be great. It'll be awesome.
Sounds like a plan. I'll have to write about that.
The Hansen's disease 5K.
Yeah.
Fucking, all right, there you go.
Well,
$1 million ideas in this open mic tonight.
thanks again. I appreciate it.
Of course, Keith. All right. Okay. All right. All right. So Jan is gonna read once this recording stops. I'm gonna finish out, unless if there's anybody else that wants to read before I read out to finish the recorded night. Speak now.
Can I read my Hobart poem? It's short.
Yes, you can read your Hobart poem. Absolutely.
So this is a tribute to one of my dance friends. He passed away in 2022. Today. His anniversary. So this is called Independence Daydream. I looked up your obituary to remember the day you chose freedom from your despair, and to memorize the names of those that murdered your soul. First, do no harm, protect and serve, assess the situation for danger to oneself, honor thy father and mother, reír con los que ríen, llorar con los que lloran, reír con los que ríen, llorar con los que lloran. Always a funeral, never a wedding. And that's the end.
Man, beautiful. Very poetic, but with that obituary style where it's not dry at all. It's infused with some beautiful release of emotions that I know are hard to describe, especially in the moment. And man, so sorry for your loss, Lisa. That's hard.
Yeah, it is. It is. He's with partner dance. There's this phenomenon where, because everybody hears music differently, right? And every once in a while, you encounter someone that listens to a song and responds to the different instruments with movements that coordinate in a way that's not replicable with any other person. And he was like my little brother. It was a truly platonic relationship, but the way we heard music was so similar. And the only other person that I had a similar experience was my boyfriend at the time, who is the inspiration behind the unnamed boyfriend in the other piece. And it's beautiful when that happens in dance. And I'm sorry that dance wasn't enough to keep him around.
Man, I was just thinking the other day that some of my favorite artists, so I don't know how this person passed, but I know that some of my favorite creators and creatives, weirdly enough, have killed themselves. And to think about people that are so good at what they fucking do, but it still can't keep them alive is something that is so terrifying because we see it in so many different mediums of people that are masters of their craft, but that still does not guarantee happiness. It does not guarantee a better quality of life. And sometimes the best art comes from people that are in such a deep state of suffering, but that art that they create only goes out. It doesn't come back around and rejuvenate that part of their soul that
Mhm.
is clearly shouting for somebody to hear. It doesn't reach the right ears. It doesn't, hit, the chords, or doesn't pump their blood the way that it should. And that's, I mean, you know, when you think of art like that, you just have to kind of just you create art because you want to create art because you know that it's not going to keep you alive. No amount of money, no, lover, no family situation, no nothing. It's just art is what you can create while you're alive, and there's no guarantee that there is anything cooler when you die. Um, yeah, fuck, that's hard, but that's good. This is a doom journaling open mic, and we have to be reminded of that, that we are doing whatever projects we have, we have to keep them with a great deal of purpose, even again, even if it's an absurd purpose, even if it's just kind of, you want to impress yourself, you want to show people that, this deeper side of yourself, that you're not just this 9 to 5 resume, you are a weird creative. Um, and that even when you die, people will bring up your name in different circles. And that's, very admirable of you to let us know about your friend. And I hope that you can continue to be inspired by them and to write more about them because, again, that's another thing is your art can only keep you alive for so long. It's your friends and the people that you inspire that can also keep you alive.
Right. So this book, the ex-boyfriend gave it to me too, and it sort of explains the scientific um, explanation for music synchronization. Your
Ah,
brain on music.
music
A
is,
little dense.
but hey, that's good, because music is tricky. It's so simple when you hear something that you like, but then of course going down to like the complexity of like, why do I like this? Is it something my mom and dad did to me as a kid that I like this stuff, And of course, like my dad liked groove. So when I grew up, I liked groove metal. My mom loved AC/DC, so now I like dad rock. Like totally carries on. But also, I grew up with the internet. I grew up with being an only child, and so I made sure to like I wanted to like the weirdest shit possible. So anything that I can find that's super out there, I will enjoy. Anything that pisses other people off, you can guarantee I like this shit. ICP, that was easy. Insane Clown Posse is amazing. People get pissed off for no reason, but yeah, the science behind it, and ugh.
Yeah. I have a clown face on Hobart because one of his choreographies was to the song Payaso by Andy Montañez. And
Ooh.
all the dancers wore clown mime makeup.
Hell yeah. Wait, what's the name of this group?
Um, the song is Payaso by Andy Montañez.
How do you spell that?
Montñez. I think his particular choreography was pulled from YouTube after his death.
Oh,
I have some screen grabs of it though.
okay. If you want to upload those, I would be super, super fucking down to check that out.
Yeah. So I'll see because I Those sort of deaths are tricky. People don't know if you should keep the presence up online or take it down.
Oh yeah, and like social media accounts, like you can do a thing on Facebook where you turn a person's profile into a memoriam.
Yeah, or you can have it deleted.
Yeah, or that too, which it's so hard to delete stuff because there's so many like pictures and like
Yeah,
old statuses. Like,
deleted. So a lot of his dance media was taken down, but it was also very hard to get that. Like everybody that got that notification the first year was like, really, because
yeah,
he
it's
wasn't
hard to.
just he started a nonprofit. He started two schools in Brooklyn. He was very my reply guy. I have a reply guy that's been my longest running reply guy ever on Twitter. And he's alumni of the university my friend went to. My reply guy was his chaplain. So when I told him I had this poem and I told him the name of the alum, he was like, I had no idea he passed. I just saw he disappeared from the internet. And I felt like the Grim Reaper to my reply guy.
Damn, that's super free. That's so
That's very
crazy.
weird. And I cut that reply guy at arm's length because I knew he was local.
Oh
The way
yeah.
he posted. So
Uh-huh.
I was always like, oh, like I'd never post real time. And then he's a professor now. So I was like, okay, he's like a safe reply guy.
You have a professor reply guy, bro.
Yeah,
What?
chaplain.
Rep- Wow. That's the
Yeah,
best kind of reply guy you're gonna get though, man.
I know he's not on Twitter anymore.
Rip.
It's too intense for him, but he is on Instagram.
It always goes back to Instagram, man. All right, Lisa Marie, thank you so much for that Hobart piece. Link the Hobart piece in the chat if you could too, so that other people can check it out.
Put it up again.
Also, I noticed in the chat, James, you've got some short pieces you want to read before we.
Jan is literally vibrating to death, I think. So Jan can go.
Well,
And if I read my things, I might not want them recorded for some reason, maybe.
all right. So how about this? You can read after Jan. So I'll read to end out the
But
night.
before the Colton blowout, yeah.
Yeah, cold blowout. Then Jan will go post recording. Then you can go
This
after
is
Jan.
getting sad. I hope you brighten the corners by Pavement Dog.
I ain't gonna brighten shit, motherfucker. This is doom. Doom! I'm making this shit so fucking sad. It's not gonna be sad, but it might be a little gloomy. All right. So I want to thank everybody for coming to this. This is an hour later than usual. It's 11 o'clock on a Friday night. Y'all could be out hanging out with the hipsters and the youngsters and drinking alone, watching the fucking basketball games that are going on tonight. Y'all could be doing anything else, but you're here. And I'm so happy. I am so tired from work. I'm like Cletus. Today was a fucking grind, and it's only going to get grindier as the holiday season goes on. But I hope that y'all stay inspired. I hope that y'all continue to share this group with other people. Only with the weirdos, though. We ain't hanging out with no fucking squares. And I hope that y'all get trolls to come into this space that know how to screen share their porn. Some amateurs fucking tonight. God damn. Anyways, so this piece, if we're gonna talk shit about since Eric was talking about not getting accepted, I sent this piece to Moo Moo House, and they didn't fucking accept this piece, so they can suck my dick. Hold on, I have a sparkling rainwater that I got free from work because I did a good job. Oh my god, it's so good. All right, gotta lubricate the throat here. This was a piece I wrote when I was traveling with my folks to Meat, Louisiana, and my mother has a friend, a gay friend that lives in New Orleans, and he's a really cool dude. He has a bunch of stories, and so we traveled there. We went to Oklahoma City, we went to Nashville, and so all these travels in the South, and I just being in the car with my parents, looking around, and I just wrote this piece. This is called, and also this started when I was beginning to volunteer at a cemetery. This is for the purpose of sepulture. Small town southern living is where my soul is happiest. I wasn't meant for big cities. I have no reason to invest in a world that rejects its makers. No place online compares to rusted nothing landscapes of flowery plains, diner food, and grazing cows. Simply put, I want to breathe in dirt and suffer with the wind. Discount liquor, hot and ready food, Lenten roses, Helleborus orientalis, fast-moving quality liquid feed trucks, web cemeteries accessing the deceased. Shelby Foote didn't like shaking hands. It's strange, but he just didn't do that. Tom Sawyer's RV Park, world's largest crappy store, Moss Solar Construction, battery energy storage systems, Cape County Cowboy Church. I like to fish because when I hunt, I have to sit there and watch the deer die, and that makes me sad. One time my mom shot a deer through the jaw over 300 yards away. She aimed for the chest, but the air resistance pushed the bullet up. We tracked the blood trail but never found the body. Poor thing probably died somewhere out by the river. Mom says that animals like to die close to running water. Exit 87 Barbecue, Bluebirds of Happiness, chicken and waffles 13-gram protein chips, Man's Wrecker Service, The Ponder Hotel 1947. The last time I was in Memphis, I learned how to juggle bowling pins. I got so good so fast that I bought me some kerosene from the store, lit all the pins on fire, got my unicycle out, and started pedaling while tossing at the same time. I had the rhythm going for a second, but then I went down a hill and dropped all the pins. When I got up off the ground, I saw that one flaming pin had rolled under Mr. Garibaldi's car, and man, he tore out of his house so fast he was madder than shit. Romans 12, Ligustrums, Crawfish Crushers, Fishtail Braids, Zebra Swallowtails, Pawpaw Trees, Santa Gertrudis Cattle, American Quarter Horses, The Blue Cat Lodge, Friendship and Abundance, Life Recovery. She jumped off the bridge, manic depressive schizophrenic, skinny with no meat on the bones, just the whole nine. She thought that Jesus and Donald Trump were both texting her phone, so she crossed state lines thinking she could get away from the phone lines and cell towers. That's why she went to the Arkansas side. She was lucky a crew member on a barge saw her hit the water and got the captain to call in a safety patrol boat. Lord knows what would have happened if nobody saw her. Acid bath, scream of the butterfly. Hold on. There we go. Crystal Springs, Mississippi. Tomatopolis of the world. Highway Sable Miners, Dwarf Palmettos. Bimbo USA Snacks Delivery Truck. White chocolate bread pudding. My dad told us we couldn't be pageant girls anymore because we kept losing. He said it was going to give us an inferiority complex. Come to think of it, maybe he was right. Middendorf's original thin-fried catfish. Creamy bowls of corn and shrimp soup. Ponchatoula strawberries, $5 per pint. Bait minnows, 25 cents per dozen. Jesus is Lord over a meat sign. Mako shark full mount hanging over the expo line and a stretched out alligator hide placed on the wall by the drink coolers. Making a noise when you sit down. Making line cuts on a piece of driftwood that eventually make a shape. None of this is my fight. I'm already being worked to death. You go on ahead and have fun with your rat killing. Can anybody tell me why it smells like Grandma Moses' taint in the women's restroom? It's my mom. Dragon Fang Knives. Krabby Daddy's Seafood Eatery. Lion's Den Adult Superstore. Retrovi, I think that's French. HelpOurMarriage.org. Important hurricane evacuation routes. That old man's son died during Katrina. Wife left him for a coworker after their 10th wedding anniversary. I reckon he don't have much company. That's why he comes by and offers to fix my plumbing or get me new wall plaster. He always has these crazy ideas, and I find polite ways to tell him no. But one day I will say yes, because sometimes you just have to let a man have a good idea, at least every once in a while. Milwaukee Electric Tool Corporation. Oh God. Guru Teg Bahadur Sikh Temple. Lung Kong Ten Yi Association. International Brotherhood of Real Bearded Santas. National Shrine of Our Lady of the Miraculous Medal. The crew of Cleopatra had those confetti guns a few years ago, and they were fun at first, but one of the shooters aimed it too close to the transformer and knocked out the power for the whole neighborhood. And you'd think nobody would do that again, but after the second blackout the next year during the parades, the local parish was forced to put a stop to the party poppers once and for all. Zapp's Spicy Cajun Crawtators. Garth Brooks concerts in the 90s. Modine Hot Dog Heater. Dull Men's Club. Leonard Skinner Plane Crash Memorial. The Old Rugged Cross Music Sheets. 100 Burning Oaks. The Beacon Light Tea Room. And to clean up skulls, I fill a 160-quart aluminum stock pot with a mixture of diluted hydrogen peroxide and water. Then I re-soak them in the same pot with just warm water and basic Dawn dish soap. All of this will take you about a week, so an aquarium heater is what I use to keep the temperature at 90 degrees so that the meat and hairs fall off. You don't want to get any warmer or else it'll start to dissolve the bone. All right, and that's it. That's my piece. It was very fun to write that, and it's just, something as simple as being in the back of your parents' truck traveling around the cities in different states of the South that you don't really get to see, in the small towns and all of the weird highway obscurities that you see along the way where you're like, man, I want to go to the adult den and see if they have any weird pornos, or man, I want to go to that weird bearded Santa convention that hangs out in the hotel that you're at. But yeah, that's my doom and gloom there. Once again, everybody, thank you so much. This has been Media Agnostic Doom Journaling. This is an open mic every Friday. 7:30 p.m. Central is the usual time, but sometimes I will let y'all know if we start a little bit later because of my life or some bullshit at work or whatever. But thank you to all the readers tonight. Cletus, Mark, James, Keith, James, Lisa, Rudy, who else read tonight? Eric. If I missed you, I'm sorry. I'm too tired. I still have my rainwater that I got to drink to make sure I'm a human person, but that'll be it. Now I'm going to hit unrecord. I'm going to stop the recording, and we're going to hear Jan and we're going to hear James.